Hey guys, it's your girl Keita. I'm back in another video, and today we're going to be doing a different type of rambling. We're going to be talking about the OTC and kind of what made him who he is now. Now, of course, since Monday, a lot of people are going back into the past and really thinking about what really made Roman switch, or is everybody lying when they say it was Seth? Was it really Seth? Was it the Shield? Who knows? Because there was really a lot of reuniting that they've been doing. You know, the Shield got back together, I think, twice. So a lot of people are like, that makes no sense for Seth to be the reason when, you know, Seth did the chair thing. Hit him with the chair. He was still kind of like a good guy, still caring about those around him. So it really can't be that. But it's a lot of elements that goes into that. I think that what really made him the face would be the things that occurred throughout that in the Shield and everything else. Now, Seth Rollins did play a part in it. If y'all want to say what y'all want, put a timeline if y'all want. Seth Rollins has a part in it. Because if y'all really think about it, a lot of his things come from trust issues. A lot of it comes from trust issues. You see how much he holds on to his family to the point where he abused them so they could stay by his side. Jimmy Uso, he didn't want to be a part of the bloodline after he did what he did, but everybody said, you're not out of the bloodline. You're out of the bloodline when we want you to be out of the bloodline. So it's obvious that he has some trust issues, and that could only really happen. That only really happened, and the fact that we saw it was due to the betrayal of his brother, the guy he said as his brother, Seth Rollins. Also with the dealings with the authority, like, y'all need to look back and see what going on. And also with those when the reunions was occurring, all that, Seth never said I am sorry. He never said I am sorry for betraying y'all, for betraying you, hitting you multiple times with a steel chair. Like, that man's back was tore up. Like, go on that man's Twitter. That man's back was tore up, and he ain't ever apologized for that. He apologized to Dean Ambrose. I will say he did that, but he never apologized to Roman Reigns, which had a real influence on how he's moving now. Also, y'all know from promos that Roman had with Seth Rollins that he said that he tried to forgive him. He tried many times, but he can't because he hates him. And even then, that and the fact that he couldn't really get acknowledged by the crowd, although, if we want to be honest, we all liked Roman. We all liked him. Before he was proclaimed the guy getting that push in the way that he did, we all liked him. We just didn't care for the fact that he was not who he'd been for a while. But y'all was really hating on this man. Y'all was really hating on this man to the point where it was getting obnoxious. It was getting obnoxious because not only was people hating on him, the man was still selling things. Like, how is it that this man is selling things, but when it comes to the crowd, when it comes to what's going on online, you guys give him throats, you guys boo him. Like, that moment in Philadelphia, the fact that that's still kind of a thing that he's thinking about, it's like, bro, how is it that all the work that he's put in, people didn't acknowledge him even then? And then the things were happening with his family. He has wanted the respect of his family because, as you know, in the promo that Roman had for Brock Lesnar about WrestleMania 34, Roman Reigns said that his family didn't believe in him anymore after what occurred with Brock Lesnar of him busting his face wide open. Nobody, like, they weren't acknowledging him, and a little bit of real life and kayfabe goes into play of that, of him saying beforehand in the documentary that he is half Samoan. So that recognition that he had at that Hell in a Cell moment, it meant a lot because he's been wanting that acknowledgement. He's been wanting that acknowledgement, and that feeling of betrayal from Seth, that feeling of betrayal from the crowd, because the crowd changed on him quickly. The crowd changed on that man quickly. I never did. My My love never wavered because I liked the guy. But that push that happened really did something, as well as the podcast that he had, that CM Punk had, the interview that he had, talking about how he basically had to do his job. Me, I do feel a type of way about that podcast just because I am a fan of Roman, but I'm also a fan of CM Punk. But when it comes to this business, it's a two-person job. There's nothing that you're going to do solely on your own. Nothing you're going to do in that ring solely on your own. So the fact that he had to, push Roman or make Roman look strong, that's a part of his job. And although he's upset at management, it was not of good taste to say it so many times to make it where you're kind of giving them a reason. You gave the fans a reason. And they already like you, Punk. No matter what Punk does, WWE fans like him. Even when he was in AEW, the fans liked him. They've been wanting him to come back for years. So that, along with everything else, it just added on to it. It added on to it to where he kind of probably had no choice but to turn. Like, the person that he was beforehand, the good guy, big dog, that wasn't cutting it. The man was getting these promos of dog food, saying stupid lines that he would not say in real life. So when it comes to this person that he is now, the face that he is now, it is because he decided to take it into his own hands. Because if we're going to be real, without this turn, I don't know if WWE will be where it is. And if we're going to be real, without this turn, I don't know if Cody Rhodes would even be in WWE right now. If we're going to be real, what makes a good hero is a great villain. So, who else would be able to play a role as beloved as Roman? Like, as dominant as Roman, but like, we hate you. We want to hate you so badly, but we can't help but kind of root for you. And because of his past of being loved as a Shield member, his past as being like, I ain't gonna say that he was loved, because I know you guys don't, not a lot of people like the big dog, but liked as the big dog, and then now come as the tribal chief. And if we're gonna be real, that pandemic did help Roman. The Thunderdome era did help Roman a lot, because now you guys weren't able to be funny and boo him. You guys had no choice but to look at what he's been doing, look at the work that he's giving you, what the content he's giving you, and basically acknowledge the guy. After all the years that he's been putting into work, you could tell he put in a lot of work. Not only with the things with his health, but the things with his family. You could tell he put in a lot of work. So now y'all had no option. Y'all had no option, because you can't just say, you can't love wrestling. You can't love it and look at such a great product that Roman was giving y'all during the Thunderdome era and not care and hate him still. You had no choice. He backed y'all in the corner. And in that, he decided to bring his family. And in him bringing his family, we were able to see real life mixed with kayfabe. And with that, we got even more connected, because the emotion that it invoked. The fact that we're seeing these men who were like brothers on screen and brothers in real life go to the point where one of you look like you're trying to kill the other one and not be invested. He pushed your investment into it to where now wrestling, and it comes to storytelling, has changed. It's changed. I think anybody from any wrestling promotion, anybody that's looking at it that wants the same type of level as WWE or close to the level as WWE can tell you that it's changed. The legends can tell you it has changed. John Cena has said that it's changed. It made it to $1 billion company. So that is why he is the face of wrestling. And sure, WWE is not the whole world to some people. It's not the whole world, but it is the biggest wrestling promotion. So the face of what's going on in WWE is the face of wrestling. And the face of wrestling is Roman Reigns. You put your Cody Rhodes into it, fine. But Cody Rhodes, even in his own story, Roman has a very big influence. When you go and look at the storylines right now, as we saw on Raw, what's going on with probably Seth and Punk has been getting heated up because of the fact that Punk decided to team with Roman. Then Drew and Sami Zayn, because of Roman Reigns. Now, you got Cody Rhodes, the champion, the WWE champion, the main title holder, has a story that has half his reign was focused around Roman Reigns. It just was. And that man didn't even take a step foot into the WWE April to August. He hasn't been in there, but a lot of the storylines that Cody Rhodes has had, or the point where everybody was kind of invested on a deeper level, was because of the influence of Roman Reigns. Now, this ain't me trying to glaze the man. But it was very interesting that a lot of people were talking about the photo of, the Netflix event, which I agree that Cody Rhodes is a face of WWE because he's the guy with the main title. What company is going to do that? Who's going to really not exclude the main title holder? No company that wants to really establish him is going to do that. But currently, the storylines where a lot of people have been invested in the WWE title is because of Roman. Right now, I think the hottest thing of Cody Rhodes' title is this beef with Kevin Owens. And without that team up, you ain't got that. And without the potential of this WrestleMania 41 main event, without Roman, it would not occur. Because people are saying, it's been speculations, it's even with the whole meetup on the Moana 2, that whole thing, that Rock and Cody Rhodes may take one of the nights of WrestleMania. So, how do you get that? You get that because of Roman. You get that because of what he's been doing with the bloodline. And it won't be interesting if Roman is not included in that whole thing. Like, he has to have a part into it. But even though he might not even be in it for real, as we saw with WrestleMania 40, he wasn't really in it. Another story for another time. But even with that, what storyline do you know that's going on for 4 years that has so much heat to it and still can keep going for as ever long? I do not really see it end because they can switch, change, and manipulate the story so much. You don't know when the end of this bloodline story is going to end. You don't even know what's going on sometimes because it can go either way. There's a point where people were thinking that Jimmy Uso currently is going to betray them. That is a good storyline. That is a good shift. And then the fact that we have main event Jey Uso on a run of, even though he didn't have the championship long, the title wrong, this man, Jey Uso, I think he is Wrestler of the Year because he was selling like crazy. They dropping new merch of Jey Uso every freaking week, and he didn't have a championship. And almost every PLE that he had a chance to achieve something, everybody was cheering for him. The whole stadium is yeeting. That does not come without the bloodline story. That does not come without Roman deciding to take things into his own hands, changing things for the good of the whole industry. Because I am one of those people that think that if one promotion is doing well, I think that makes other people look at it. That's going to make the fans look at other promotions. That's going to make people look at what's AEW doing. What is TNA? What is this? What is New Japan? People are going to be interested more into what pro wrestling is as a whole. So, it is very unique for a story like the Bloodline story to go on as long as it has. And it has changed. It's changed the game. It's changed wrestling. And it's going to be very interesting to see how these storylines are going to occur because although this man is kind of a part of it. He's not in it yet. He's not in a lot of these storylines. He's not in it. So it's going to be interesting on how they do it. But I can say fully, because the numbers back. The numbers back what I'm saying too. I don't know none of the numbers, but Paul Heyman said it. And Paul Heyman, I don't trust what Paul Heyman's saying. I don't trust what he's saying. But the numbers say it. So no matter who really has the title, the things that's going on now, the records that's been breaking, the whole moment of CM Punk and Roman Reigns in that cage, that doing 100 million plus views, and you sure you can say Punk is the draw, but why didn't the Hell in a Cell thing go like that on their social media? Why is it that when Roman Reigns returned to SummerSlam, it did 100 plus too? It's not him. It's the guy that's the guy. It's the guy. It is the person that the wrestling is the face of wrestling. And it is very interesting to see that, to see all these legends say what they're saying about the guy, and for the fans to say no, that's not the case. It's very interesting. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know how you guys feel about that video. Let me know if I'm tweaking or glazing and I'm wrong. That's fine. I love to see your opinions. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. Bye!